Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right. You can see the Ugandan flag right in my background. So today is a Saturday, and we're recording another video of me putting out my thoughts out there, and of course think about the different things that are happening in our country. And of course, this week, uh, NRM guys are in Chankwanzi for a retreat, a party retreat. And one of the things that has caught the eye of the internet, and it's on different platforms all over Africa, was our president talking about how whites and Americans are going to the moon, and for us, he talked about dancing pakachini. Yeah, the NRM leaders, when they go for that retreat, they do exercises and what. You know how retreats are, yeah? And they discuss other stuff. So he was throwing a jibe to the people that he leads, yeah? So, our president is a very, very funny man. He has a good sense of humor. But for me, what baffles me is that every time he talks about progress in our country, he doesn't talk like he's in charge. He talks like he's part of the opposition. You understand? He talks like he's in the opposition, and he's always blaming other people. Like, this guy has a lot of power. We all know that he has a lot of power. He controls the judicial, judiciary, and what else? Like all the arms of government, yeah. He controls all of them, and for some reason, he always talks like he's like he's an outsider. And it gets me to think maybe some people are not supposed to be in government. You know, some people naturally are supposed to oppose. Now, when you give them the thing, they just cannot get the work done. You understand? Some people are just meant to oppose, just being there opposing. There are some people who are naturally good at this. For them, when they're good at opposing, ngaoteri amusobola. Maybe our president could be that kind of person, yeah? People who are there just to oppose. Yeah. So I think maybe he's that type. That's just my thinking. Because over time, over the years, he's always blaming another person for things that we all know that he has to do. You understand? So he's always blaming other people blaming them, for the shortcomings of his government. So, and like I've said, I think maybe he's not supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be the opposition leader, just guiding the guys who get the work done. Because in this world, the people who get things done, you know like for me, I know someone. I know someone who gets things done. The people who get things done, nga they don't fail. Yo omugamba nti no twetaaga kola kino, nga they're going to be committed to that, and they're going to get the job done, and you're going to see results. And then you have our president. For him, maybe he likes playing politics and all that. And what else? And the other thing, because like I've said, some people are supposed to be opposition leaders, not to be in that thing. Maybe our president is this. Or another theory about this is maybe he's battling imperialists, like he calls them. You understand? Maybe he's opposing the imperialists. Maybe, because when you keep on blaming other people, maybe he knows the system. He knows that as Africans, we cannot achieve so much without the guidance of the IMF and the powers that be, the neo-colonialists. Maybe he knows this, and for him, it's like he's opposing those guys, but He's also playing politics with them so that he can last longer in power and organizing sham elections, which he knows that he can rig and win, just to tick the boxes of those other guys, the people who spread democracy, the white people, the Americans, and and those other Western powers who push for democracy. So maybe he's opposing them, and this can also be true, considering how he came to power and how they supported him, and how they have continued to back him over the years. Because when our president says that for him he's fighting imperialists, we know, for us who know, we know that he's the real puppet of the imperialists. That's why he has been able to stay in power for all this long. If it was really, 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 really people who get things done, they would have ousted him or out of power already, like how they did that to the Sankaras. Imagine Sankara and Mr. M7 came to power around the same time. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't have the years exactly. Yeah, but around the same time, and Sankara was only in power for 5 years, and of course he came with drastic changes, changing the name of the country, and and getting things done. And then we have cunning ones like the Musevenis, who just keep on playing the long game, surviving in power. That one he has done so perfectly well. So I think when he says that opposition powers, when he says that white people are going to the moon, he's speaking as an African who's kanze mu Luganda oluzungu lwakalwaddeyo ayogera ng'omuddugavu. Omanyi abaddugavu ffe ebyaffe biralamu, minzaani eba yeewunzise. So he speaks like a typical African who odds are against, yeah. So that's how he speaks like. So you can understand him in that perspective as well, that maybe he knows. And some of us also know. Some of us also know who the real enemy is, where the real trouble is coming from. So these things of Ugandans where we spend time, nga twesojja simanyi abanyankole, simanyi abanyarwanda, simanyi abaki, it's a waste of time. The real people who don't like us are those people. We know them. I won't say their names, but we know them. So these are the things of Banyarwanda. When you go when you go to Spain, or you go to Italy, or you go to Austria, those guys will not differentiate whether you're Munyarwanda or you're Munyankole or you're Muganda or Anitesot. They will bundle you together. You understand? So bino byemuddamu ebyo ebya ethnicism nemuddawo nemwewalana, it's a waste of time. What you're supposed to do is know, because for you to move forward, you need to first discover yourself, who you are, how you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So we need to discover ourselves as a race, as Africans, as Ugandans, and how we want to progress and how we are going to survive long term, other than being used as guinea pigs for new antiviruses, for new medicine, for new GMOs, because we shall be used as such. Or even they use us as but organ donors. Yes, they'll use us as organ donors because they find you very useless. Oliawo simanya gwe champion chijama, oliawo ina kidney enamu, oliawo just your breathing space are not helping the human race. Ngabajja bakujja mu kidney nga bagenda bajiwa Elon Musk, oba nga bajiwa omugagga oba mutabani w'omugagga ali obubi. Oshegera kati mumbanga ba organ donor because you're useless. You're not helping move this race forward or the world forward, And that is the bigger picture. How do we come at the forefront? How do we improve ourselves, These are the things that we should be focusing on instead of finger pointing. Oh, Banyankole batuyisa bubi, Abanyoni batuyisa bubi. And those Banyankole is also those people who are in a position of advantage, yeah? Don't tomanyira ate bano abalala abali obubi. Be humble. Know who the real enemy is. The real enemy is not an Itesot or an Acholi or a Kakwa. That is not the real enemy. The real enemy is poverty. That is the real enemy. And these things of bringing someone on board because they're your tribe mate, it is very backward. Bring people according to merit. Use meritocracy. You understand? That is how it should be. Use merit instead of bringing lazy people because they're your tribe mates and all that. It's backward thinking. You understand? So I gotta go now. I'm tired. Bye-bye.